What's up, boys? Today we're doing a tune-up on this 2001 E39 540i of mine. What this consists of is the fuel filter, which there's normally a plastic cover here. I've already removed mine. I've already changed the fuel filter, so that's the first step of the job. Pretty straightforward. No need to really explain it to you how to do it. Second part of this tune-up is a new air filter, which again I've already installed. Pretty straightforward. This is my cold air setup. If you guys, you airbox lovers, have at her and put a good filter in your airbox. And last but not least, we're going to change the spark plugs. So, pretty straightforward. You just flip this metal tab up on your coil, it spits the electrical connector off, take your 10mm nuts out, and then you simply pull the coil out, nothing to it. It's good to inspect for melting, or give it a smell, make sure it's not burnt smelling. I want to add to this, if you have one of these cars, it pays to fire it up at nighttime with these covers off. Because if you have any coil failure, even if it's minor failure that the engine light don't pick up, you can actually see the purple arc of the fire when they have a problem. I don't have that problem. I've already tested this. So, tools for the job. Always crack them by hand first, but I just put the swivel on the gun. I'm able to get them all. Magnet, 10mm, pretty straightforward. So, I'll get these plugs out and we'll talk about some more things. Okay, so when you get your plugs out, as you can see, this one's got some oil residue on it. These cars are famous for the valve cover gaskets leaking, so I've actually already replaced mine, and there's not a huge amount of oil down there anywhere. I think it's actually just oil from before when I changed the gaskets. I never actually cleaned it up. So, factory plug calls for a BKR 6 EQ UP. And it's a wild looking thing in the bottom. I'm not a huge fan of this style plug. So we're going to try out these auto lights, which in the past, if you watch the my old black 540 that laid the really crazy numbers on the dyno, I had a set of these plugs into it. So I'm just going to stick these in, try them. Now these here you do have to gap yourself at 42, 0.42. So anyway, I'm going to get out her, get them changed, and see if I notice any difference. So that side's finally all back together. Don't go crazy on your 10mm nuts when you're tightening them. They're only small, so they just need to be cinched. No big amount of pressure. We're going to get on with the driver's side now. Alright guys, so two things. Always double check all your plugs when they're gaffable. Don't cheap out and not check one, because that'll be the one that causes you trouble. And I want to show you this cool thing, this oil extractor. So while I'm playing with all this other stuff, this is doing my oil change, that I don't have to jack the car up and get underneath it. The tube fits right down the dipstick hole. Pretty nice thing off Amazon for 40 bucks. So there we have it, all back together. Went with a plug gap of 0.042 again. Just waiting for the oil to change and we'll be done. That's how you tune them up, boys and girls.